Slippery elm bark is what we're going to be talking about today. The healing properties and magical properties. Now, slippery elm is a North American tree whose inner bark has been used for centuries in traditional medicine, especially by Native American tribes. It has soothing and protective effects on the mucous membranes. Its medicinal values comes mainly from mucilage, a gel-like the substance, that coats and protects tissues when mixed with water. This gets slimy. And then, so its key elements for healing, or its key properties for healing: digestive health. It soothes irritation and relieves heartburn and acid reflux, balances bowel movements, and supports gut health. Respiratory relief. It soothes the sore throat, coats the throat, reducing irritation from colds, flu, or allergies. Cough relief reduces throat inflammation and may help suppress coughs. Skin and wound healing. Topical use. Poultices or creams can heal minor wounds, burns, and skin inflammation. Eczema, psoriasis relief, soothes itchiness and irritation. And anti-inflammatory effects. Tannins in the bark have astringent and anti-inflammatory properties, potentially helping with chronic inflammation, arthritis, and other inflammatory conditions. Nutritional support. Calorie dense, easily digestible, historically used as an emergency food. Contains calcium, magnesium, potassium, and trace vitamins. Antioxidant, which may support immune and vascular health. And how it works. The mucilage swells into a smooth gel that coats and protects irritated tissues, reducing friction, inflammation, and discomfort. This makes it effective for both internal GI throat and external skin applications. The forms of use: you can powder, mix in water, smoothies, or yogurt. You can blend that into a powder. Tea, steep the powdered bark or just you don't really have to powder it if you're taking it out, but you might want to powder it if you don't want to take it out. So steep the powdered bark in hot water, or 1 to 2 teaspoons per 2 cups of boiling water. That's 1 to 2 teaspoons per 2 cups of boiling water. Simmer for 5 to 10 minutes or until water has reduced to about half or 1 cup. Strain through a fine mesh or coffee filter and serve with honey, lemon, cinnamon, whatever your heart's desire on that. And then topical poultices for skin wounds or inflammations. And you can watch, I've got on how to make a poultice on one instead of on a video. So when you watch that, just add water to it instead of the olive oil like I did. And it'll be fine because you'll have that nice substance that you need for a poultice. And generally safe for short-term use. These are your precautions. Generally safe for your short-term use. May interfere with nutrient absorption due to its tannins. Not recommended for people with certain GI, gastrointestinal disorders without medical guidance. Avoid if allergic to elm or related plants. And then magical properties of slippery elm. Slippery elm is a tree with deep roots in both herbal medicine and folk magic, valued for its protective, communication enhancing, and conflict calming qualities. So Its magical associations are the elements and planets often linked to Earth element and Saturn, symbolizing communication, boundaries, and protection. Symbolism represents stability, fairness, and the arbitrator, a neutral listener without judgment. It is connected to female power, fairies, and the spirit world. Colors are turquoise that goes along with it, so it's a common symbolic color. You can burn that color candle, carry the crystal. Birds are the lapwing and ruffled grouse, and associated with the tree. Or associated with the tree. I was looking like, what? Okay. And magical uses, how to use. Okay, stopping gossip and slander. Widely used in hoodoo, conjure, and occult traditions to halt malicious talk, backbiting, and lies from family, co-workers, or enemies. And reputation and reputation protection, believed to shield your good name and prevent harmful stories from spreading. Communication clarity supports smooth, honest dialogue and can be used in rituals to uncross or calm conflict. Protection charms, small amount placed in corners of the room or carried in a pocket or pouch, are said to ward off evil and evil and negative energies. Psychic and spiritual work enhances intuition, psychic powers, and grounding. Can be used in psychic workings or as a talisman for protection. Rituals, writing the name of someone to be silenced on paper, wrapping it in slippery elm bark, and sealing it with wax is a traditional method, so you could do that too. I also tell people that you can put it in the shoe with the jawbreaker or oil on it. I also made an oil with clove to stop gossip. So there's several ways you can do that, to stop that gossip and stop those people from talking about you. And then the folklore or folkloric and ceremonial notes. In some traditions, elm wood is burned with a yellow cord to prevent gossip. So you would take this and a yellow cord, tie it together and then burn that to prevent gossip. Tiny twigs can be worn as a charm for eloquent speech later in life. The tree is considered an elf friend in Celtic lore, with offerings like wine, mead, or sage said to invite its spirit. Slippery elm is a versatile, magical herb, protective, communicative, and harmonizing. Ideal for shielding reputation, calming disputes, and fostering clear, honest speech. It blends well with other protective herbs like lavender, sage, and myrrh. So that is it, what we have on slippery elm bark, and we will be doing Solomon's Seal next. And make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell. I need you all.